So in the last class we were discussing about the concept of UPSC and we covered the fundamental rights. We discussed the article 32 to 35 and then we covered the DPSP principle mentioned under article 36, 37, 38, 39 and 39. Okay, so these are the things we have covered in the last class. So what basically is what basically is your the habeas corpus. What is habeas corpus? The writs we have discussed. What is writs first? What is the writs? What do you understand by the term writs? Not only Supreme Court, any judicial orders, that is issued is called as what? Writs, So writs can be issued also by Supreme Court, as we discussed. High Court can also issue the writ. It is an official order that is being issued. And we discussed, what is the difference between writ power of Supreme Court and writ power of High Court? Yeah, writ power of the High Court is larger than the Supreme Court. Then we discussed Supreme Court cannot refuse to issue the writs, but High Court can what? If refuse to issue the writs in fundamental right cases. Why? Why Supreme Court cannot refuse? Why High Court can refuse? Because we discussed Article 32 itself is what? It itself is a fundamental right. So Article 32 itself is a fundamental right, and under Article 32 we have been given power that we can move to the Supreme Court. So that's why Supreme Court can't deny, can't refuse, but High Court can refuse. That we have discussed. What is the prohibition? What is prohibition? What is prohibition? What is the prohibition? Issued by higher court to the lower court. And it asks the higher court to what? It asks higher court asks the lower court to take up or not to exceed its jurisdiction. So that is why prohibition is something that is issued. So remember the writs, habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari and quo warranto. 5 types of writs we have discussed. What is the difference? What is a martial law? What is a martial law? When civilian law is replaced by a military government, then it is called as a martial law. And when martial law can be issued? When martial law can be issued? During war, during riots, we discussed during rebellions, So in such cases, martial law can be enforced. What happens if martial law is enforced? What happens if martial law is enforced? What happens if martial law is enforced? We discussed those fundamental rights are what? They are suspended. Okay, what happens? Martial law is enforced. Fundamental rights are what? Suspended. Fine. So please revise it. Okay, you're simply you're looking like blank. Okay, we have not discussed it. Seems like that. Okay. Another thing that we have discussed is what? We discussed is DPSP. What is the importance of DPSP? What is the importance of DPSP? Yeah. Okay. So DPSP talks about what? DPSP talks about that these are fundamental to the governance of the country, but we discussed it cannot be what? It cannot be justiciable. DPSP are something that are not justiciable, but they have to be included in what? Making any policies, programs, okay, that we have discussed with regard to DPSP. So we have covered Article 36 which deals with what? Definition of state. Article 37 we have discussed which deals with what? Importance of DPSP. Article 38 says that okay, we have to create such social order which will bring what? Socio-economic and political justice. Then we discuss Article 39. Article 39 deals with we discuss 6 DPSP goals, and it includes adequate means of livelihood, distribution of food, material resources, prevention of concentration of wealth. Then we discussed which right? Equal pay for equal work. Then we discussed the state need to secure the health of workers and children and give healthy opportunities to children for development. Okay. And lastly we discussed Article 39A which added what? Which added free and equal justice, free legal aid and equal justice. That is what added by 42nd Amendment in Article 39A. And we discuss what body we have created to provide legal aid. NALSA. Okay, NALSA has been created. Under which act NALSA has been created? Under the Legal Services Authority Act. Okay, NALSA has been created under the Legal Services Authority Act. And lastly, we discussed which scheme? Disha scheme. This is the last scheme we have discussed. We discussed the Disha include what? Daily law component, and this also include what? Nyaya Bandhu pro bono legal service. Okay, we discussed what was pro bono means. What are the pro bono means? No fee. Yes. Okay. Any lawyer who wants to nothing but fight the case without any fee, that is pro bono service. Okay. So remember this particular principle that is being used in case of nothing but DPSP. Fine. So this is all about what? This is all about Article 39A. Next we are coming to Article 40. It deals with organization of village panchayat. So Article 40 deals with what? Article 40 deals with organization of village panchayat. Clear? So earlier, if you remember when we were discussing about parts of the constitution, we discussed 73rd Amendment has added what? It has added Part 9B or Part 9 in Constitution, and 9A because deals with the municipality. And this amendment was done when? 73rd Amendment we discussed was done in 1993. So before 1993, you don't see creation of nothing but village panchayat. Clear? So in Constituent Assembly, there was a debate regarding this. In Constituent Assembly, there was a debate regarding this, whether to include village panchayat creation or not to include village panchayat creation. There were two groups. We classified them into Gandhian group and another were nothing but Ambedkar led group. So another who agrees with the Gandhi idea. Remember we discussed Gandhi was not part of Constituent Assembly. So those who agrees with the Gandhi idea, they were called as nothing but Gandhian group, while the other group is called as a Ambedkar group. The Gandhi group wanted panchayat to be there. They wanted panchayat to be there, but Ambedkar groups were opposed to creation of panchayat. They were opposed to creation of panchayat. Why they were opposed to creation of panchayat? For them, panchayat is what? For them, panchayat is acting like a house of discrimination. It is acting like a house of discrimination. Okay. So that's why they were opposed to creation of nothing but panchayat. Yeah. So Ambedkar group says that generally in panchayat Members comes from where? Members comes from upper caste. Okay, and they will cause what? They will discriminate people of nothing but okay lower caste, and that's why they don't want to give more powers to the panchayat. Okay, while Gandhian groups okay wanted that panchayat should be created because panchayat is okay what? Panchayat is okay closer to the people. They can provide which type of governance? Self-governance. They can provide self-governance to the people, and also panchayat is a way to implement any schemes. Any schemes you want to implement, you can implement through panchayat. It is a way to implement schemes also. Because central government, state government schemes has to be implemented at the local level. Okay, how you can implement those schemes at the local level? Through nothing but okay panchayat. So that's why Gandhian group wanted to create panchayat. There was no okay what? There was no as such okay concrete agreement. That's why this provision was inserted called as organization of village panchayat. That government should in future create panchayat. At that time, okay, in the constitution, panchayat were not created. So later on, by 73rd amendment, we added what? We added nothing but okay panchayat into nothing but okay constitutions. Okay, clear? So DPSP principles have been fulfilled now. Okay, panchayat has now been created, and which article deals with the panchayat? We discuss article 243 to 243O. Okay, this particular article now deals with the panchayat. With 73rd amendment, we have added article 243 to 243O. This is now dealing with the panchayat. Fine. Next, okay, thing that you are finding is article number 41. Okay, next article that you are finding is article 41. Okay, now article 41 talks about okay what? It talks about state to provide assistance okay in case of old age, unemployment, sickness, etc. It okay ask the state to provide what? State to provide public assistance. Okay, so who should provide okay assistance? State should provide assistance. Why state should provide assistance? Why state should provide assistance? Why state should provide assistance? Last class we discussed which type of state we want to create? Welfare state. Okay, so instead of police state, we want to create which type of state? Welfare state. So state need to look after welfare of whom? Welfare of nothing but okay people. Clear? So that's why it is saying state need to provide, you write, public assistance to okay old age people, unemployed people. Also assistance in case of education can be provided, like scholarship and etc. we are providing. So assistance to okay in case of education, and assistance in case of nothing but okay old age, unemployment, okay sickness, etc. Clear? For example, one of the schemes, okay, if you have gone through the today's newspaper, one of the schemes that is mentioned in today's newspaper is PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Anyone, what is this scheme? What this scheme is all about? Anyone knows? What is PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana? Create the opportunity for wage employment. Kind of wage employment is there, but okay, what is the objective of this one? What is the objective? It is giving what? It is giving nothing but okay incentives. It is giving incentives to employers also and employee also. Okay, if employer is generating any new jobs, the government is going to provide what? Government is going to provide certain incentives to the employer. Similarly, okay, the one who has got his job, who has been employed for the first time, okay, he is also going to receive certain money if his salary is what? If his salary is less, okay, less than 1 lakh, he also going to receive certain assistance from nothing but okay government. So this Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana is aiming to generate more of which type of employment? More of formal employment. That's why any employer who is giving any formal employment, incentives will be provided. Okay, so this is why how government is okay helping unemployed people. Like we discussed, okay, another thing government is doing what? DG Ramji, 125 days of 125 days of work we are providing, guaranteed work we are providing. Earlier it was Manrega, but Manrega is Manrega replaced by VG Ram. Okay, so earlier we had Manrega. Manrega guarantees 100 days, but now okay, it has been replaced by nothing but okay, VG Ramji, where 125 days are there. So this is okay. Another things we are doing. So state to provide public assistance to whom? Public assistance to nothing but okay, people for old age. What schemes we are running? Pension schemes. Okay, there is a program government is running, National Social Assistance Program. Okay, providing nothing but okay, pension to the people. So these are okay, what these are the assistance okay we are doing. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? So first okay, you mentioned regarding Article 40. First write down regarding Article 40. Article 40. It deals with organization of village panchayat. It deals with organization of village panchayat. Organization of village panchayat. It deals with organization of village panchayat. It states that state need to provide. It states that state need to provide such power and authorities. State need to provide such power and authorities to the panchayat. Such power and authorities to the panchayat, so that it can function as a unit of self-government. So that it can function as a unit of self-government. It can function as a unit of self-government. It can function as a unit of self-government. Function as a unit of self-government. Okay. Para change in write down. Article 243 to 243O. Article 243 to 243O were added by 73rd Amendment. By 73rd Amendment. 73rd Amendment to finally provide the panchayat as a unit of self-government. To finally provide panchayat as a unit of self-government. An 11th schedule has been added. An 11th schedule has been added. An 11th schedule has been added. 11th schedule has been added to provide various subject on which panchayat will have a power. On which panchayat will have a power. Panchayat will have a power. Next we write down Article 41. Article 41. It provides right to work. It provides right to work, education, and public assistance. Right to work, education, public assistance in certain cases. Public assistance in certain cases. In certain cases. Public assistance in certain cases. In certain cases. It includes public assistance in case of unemployment. Public assistance in case of unemployment. Old age, sickness, disability, etc. Para change it around. That's why the government has created various programs. Such as such as National Social Assistance Program, comma VG Ramji, comma PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, VG Ramji, PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, comma PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, comma the Indira Gandhi National Pension Scheme, comma scholarship to Divyang citizens, and Ayushman Bharat Yojana, which is providing 5 lakh of insurance cover, fine. So all these schemes, okay, we are running because of, okay, the Article 41 mandate that government has to do all these things. Clear? Next is Article 42. Now Article 42 says that state need to provide just and humane condition of work, and maternity relief. Okay, so it asks the state to secure what? Just and humane condition of work, as well as nothing but, okay, maternity relief. Fine. So what is just and humane condition of work means? What the term just and humane condition of work means? Equal particular work hours. It deals with what? It deals with lot of things, okay, like safety at the workplace, okay, no, okay, what, no forced labor, no exploitation of workers, fine, okay, provision for what? Compensation in case of any accident at the workplaces, in case of accident during the jobs at the workplaces. So all such particular things are included in the what? All such particular things are included in the just and humane condition of the worker. Clear? So what you see is safety at workplaces. What does safety at workplaces means? Let's say you are working in a nuclear industry, chemical industries, other industries. You require what? Full precaution, safety, okay, and if, okay, employees is not providing you safety, then what will happen? Risk is there. So that's why it deals with the safety at workplaces. Second thing, it deals with no forced labor that you have to keep in mind. No exploitation of workers. What is exploitation of workers means? For example, forcing them to work at a lower wages. It is not a humane condition of work. Fine. So what you see is, okay, this is, okay, another important thing, that it is trying to minimize the exploitation of workers. Fine. You can't force a workers to, let's say, work from morning 6 o'clock to night, okay, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, okay. That is also again not a humane condition of work that is, okay, there. Okay? You have to provide certain canteen facilities, restroom facilities, okay, so that, okay, break, okay, within the jobs, okay, so that what will happen? You can have lunch, you can have dinners, okay. So those are, okay, those are the humane conditions for nothing but, okay, humane conditions of work. So that is, okay, one focus. Second thing is maternity relief. So maternity relief, okay, is paid leave, okay. Like you see, paid leaves are provided to the women at the time of maternity. So these are okay. What this is what Article 42 is focusing on. So that's why government has created Maternity Benefit Act. Okay, Maternity Benefit Act 1961 has been created. Okay, so what is Maternity Benefit Act 1961? It is providing, okay, earlier it was 12 weeks, but now the government has extended to how many weeks? 26 weeks. Okay, so earlier it was 12 weeks, now the government has amended the act. Okay, and it is now extended to 26 weeks. So 26 week of nothing but okay paid leave. It is pre-delivery also, post-delivery also. Total of 26 weeks you can take it. This is focusing on what? Maternity benefit. So this is okay. Why the government has created what? Government has created this one, and this is applicable for what? This is applicable for first two children. Okay, this 26-week leave is okay applicable for what? First two children. Okay, that is okay there. Clear? In case of more than 2 children, then 12 weeks okay will be there. Okay, so this is okay applicable to the first two children. This 26-week criteria you have to keep in mind. Clear? For just and humane condition of work, government has now brought a labor code. So the government has now brought a labor code. In labor code, government has come out with what? Government has come out with the concept of Minimum Wages Act. Okay, it has come out with the concept of Minimum Wages Act. It comes out with the concept of Minimum Wages Act. Okay, and this is called as a code on wages. So code on wages is coming out so that you can minimize exploitation at which places? Workplaces. Okay, it also focuses on code on occupational hazard and safety. Occupational hazard and safety. So that is another code government has created to protect whom? To protect nothing but okay labor. So it focuses on just and humane condition of work. Okay, conditions in which worker can okay do a proper jobs. Fine. Any doubt regarding this one? Earlier you had a Factories Act. You had a Factories Act. Now this Factories Act focuses on what? Focuses on okay the 48 hours of employment in a week. Okay, how much is okay safe employment? 48 hours of employment in a week. Earlier this criteria was what? Like 8 into 6. Okay, you have 8 hours of work for 6 days a week. Then okay, Sunday will be off. Okay, some IT industries follows okay 9 into 5, 9 hours per day for 5 weeks. Okay, so that is okay what? Okay, Saturday and Sunday to be holidays. Okay, so this is okay what? This is okay. The Factories Act is something that is okay talking about. Recently it was in news also. Why it was in news? Anyone? Why Factories Act was recently in news? Karnataka government, what they did? So what you see is okay changes in work hour. Okay, this is nothing but okay what? This is okay. You see no 12 hours shift. Karnataka dropped plan to extend IT work hour for what? So this bill was something that was brought. Okay. So instead of okay what? Instead of 9 hours, okay, they were increasing what? They were increasing nothing but okay 12 hours a day. Okay. So they were asking okay to cap it to 12 hours a day. How much okay it was increased to 12 hours a day. Earlier we discussed okay it was 8 or 9 hours, but now they were increasing it to 10 and 12 hours okay a day, that is okay there. So that's why protest has happened. Okay, that's why this was okay much in news. Okay, you have to keep in mind here. So what is okay the okay number of work hour okay that is okay prescribed under the Factories and its Act and etc. This is to minimize what? This is to minimize any type of bad working conditions. Fine. Next is okay what? Next is Article 43. Article 43 talks about what? State need to secure living wage and promote cottage industries. Promote cottage industries. Right? So it says state need to secure which type of wages? Living wages. And second thing, it promote which type of industries? Cottage industries. This was okay mentioned in the case of Article 43. And there were two later on article added. One was Article 43A Another was nothing but okay, Article 43B. Article 43A was added by 42nd Amendment, and this was added by what? This was added by 97th Amendment. So 43A as well as nothing but okay, 43B. Fine. What does Article 43A says? Article 43A says that state need to what? State need to promote worker participation in management of industries. Workers' participation in management of industries. This is what, okay, the focus of Article 43A. And Article 43B says that state need to promote cooperative society formations. So this is okay what? This is what Article 43A and 43B is talking about. Clear? So what Article 43 says, it is state need to secure living wage. What is understand by the term living wage? What is the term living wage means? Because it is saying is minimum basic. Okay. Now there are three terms, okay, that are there. One is called as a minimum wage. Another is called as a living wage. Okay. What is minimum wage? Okay, it is that wage without which what? Without which you can't meet your basic necessity. So it is a wage without which you can't meet your what? Can't meet your basic necessity. What is your basic necessity? Food, clothing, shelter. These are your basic necessities. So if you are getting so low wages that you can't meet your basic necessity like food, clothing and shelter, then okay, it is what? It is called as a below the basic wage. So minimum wage is required to what? Minimum wage is required to meet your basic necessity, with the which you can't meet your basic necessity. So minimum wage is such wage below which a person cannot meet its what? Basic necessity, that is okay, clear? But living wage not only focuses on basic necessity, it also focuses on what? Okay, not only basic necessity, but okay, it also focuses on maintaining a decent standard of food, decent standard of living. Decent standard of living. So you are not only meeting your basic necessity, but you are also focusing on okay, living of what? Decent standard of life. What is decent standard of living means? Good health, good education, okay, good okay what? Good transportation, good okay what? Good nothing but okay food, nutritious food, okay. Then okay, what will happen? Good infrastructure, okay. What you see is okay, a decent standard of living focuses on that particular aspect. So living wage aspire for what? Living wage aspire not only to meet your basic necessity, but people can fulfill also their which standard of life? Decent standard. So it is not asking the state to fulfill which type of okay wage? Minimum wage. Rather okay, aspire the state to look towards which type of wage? Living wage, that is okay there. Clear? But as we discussed, government, okay, what? Government is okay having economic limitations. Last class we discussed how much the government will get a tax, that much money only government can nothing but okay, what provide. So since government is having an economic limitation, currently the government is focusing on which type of wages? Fair wages. Okay. So currently we are focusing neither on minimum wage nor we are focusing on living wage. Which type of wage we are focusing? Fair wage. Fair wage is what? It is an average of living wage and minimum wage. Average of living wage or minimum wage. So we discussed this is minimum wage. This is okay what? Living wage. Fair wage comes somewhere in the middle of nothing but okay. So neither okay too low nor too high okay like living wage. It is somewhere in middle. So it is an average of nothing but okay 2 wages. So currently the government is focusing on providing which type of wages? Fair wages. Okay, fair wages. Next is promotion of cottage industries. What do you understand by cottage industries? Okay, it says the state need to also promote which type of industries? Cottage industries. What is cottage industry? Small industries. Okay, fine. Any other thing? Small indigenous industries. Fine. Any other thing? So industries that are okay what? That are run by the families. Okay, that are run by the families. Okay, that are going to be called as which type of industries? Cottage industries. Okay, in a small scale at village level, whatever okay industries you are running at a within families, that type of industries is called as what? Cottage industry. Why state need to promote this type of industry? Why state need to promote? So that people have self-employment, economic employment, that is okay there. Clear? So that's why it is asking state to promote cottage industry. Generally in village area, people within family start certain business, certain industries. Those are called as what? Those are called as nothing but cottage industries. Fine. Next is Article 43A. It talks about state to promote workers' participation in which industries? Worker participation in the management of the industries. Article 43A says state need to promote workers' participation in management of industries. Clear? So, why workers' participation in management of industries? This will minimize friction between whom? Friction between workers and management. This will minimize friction between workers and management. Now, why there is always a friction between workers and management? Why there is always a friction between workers and management? Workers want what? Workers want more salaries. Okay, why you work? Why you work? You want more salaries. What management want? What management want? They want more profit. Okay, for what management is working? They want more profit for the company. Okay, when you will get more profit, if you will provide more salaries, you will get more profit, or you will provide less salaries, then you will get more profit. Less salaries. Okay, so the interest is always conflicting. Okay, because management always want what? More profit, and more profit will come when you provide. When you have lower cost of production, lower wages cost, other costs. So what you see is there is always a conflict. That is there. Yeah? This conflict can be minimized if workers participate in what? Workers participate in the management of the industries. Workers also look after the industries. That is when the conflict is going to minimize, because then the workers will not only think from their perspective also, they will think from what? Management perspective also, that management is putting this much money, so obviously they will want certain profit. So certain share of profit should go to the management. This will minimize the conflict. Or you will come to know that management is now facing a problem. Management can't raise your salary right now. Profit is less to the company. So you will get to know such particular thing when what will happen? You will allow workers to participate in what? Participate in industries, that is there. So this is what the Article 43A is talking about. So that's why you remember India is which type of economy? Socialist economy. We are not a capitalist where means of production is under the control of private player. We are socialist economy where things are controlled by society as a whole. Workers are also involved in management of what? Management of industries. So this is idea of 43A. Clear? Any doubt? Next is Article 43 says state need to promote formation of which type of society? Cooperative society. What is cooperative society? What is cooperative society means? Which type of society is a cooperative society? Small. What is cooperative society? Which type of things are cooperative society? Cooperative banks. Yes, bank is one type of cooperative. Any other thing? What is cooperative society means? Which type of people will come together to form voluntarily? Farmers. Fine. Any other? So one thing, what you see is it is focusing on which one? Voluntary formation. People need to voluntarily come together, and people generally from weaker section. Which people generally comes and forms cooperative society? Weaker section. Fine. Let's say I have 50 crore of money with me. If I want to now open anything, I want to run a business. What business I'll prefer? If I have 50 crore money, I want to run a business. What business? What type of business I am going to do? I'll try to open a company. Why I'll try to open a company? Why I'll try to open a company? Because in a company, what will happen? The profit is distributed based on what? Shareholding. The more profit, the more shares I'll have, the more profit I am going to get. So if I am I am in a situation where I can open a company, I'll prefer for opening a company. But if a scenario is that where less money is available with me, let's say I have only 1,000 rupees available with me or 10,000 rupees available with me. If I only have 1,000 rupees or 10,000 available with me, then what I'll do? I want others to contribute, then only we can start a enterprise. No, I want others to contribute. So if I am bringing 10,000, someone should bring 5,000, someone should bring 15,000. We'll club together and start a business. Society does. So the cooperative society brings money aggregate from which section? Weaker section, and with that money you can start nothing but your business. Like you see Nandini is a cooperative, Amul is a cooperative, all dairy farmers cooperative banks are there. You have you have nothing but fertilizers cooperative. So different type of nothing but cooperatives you can create it. That is there. So cooperative is based on what? Based on voluntary formation, and people from which section will come? Weaker section will come together to start this particular type of enterprise. So Article 43B says that the state need to promote which type of society? Cooperative society. Clear? So Article 43 talks about the state need to secure which type of wages? Living wages. 43A says that state need to promote worker participation in management of industries, and Article 43 B talks about what? Promoting nothing but cooperative society formations. Fine.
So when it is a voluntary action, how will government play a role?
How the government will
play a role in the cooperative society?
Because you have to register this cooperative under which act? Government Act. Like companies you are registering under which act? Companies Act. Like that. Cooperatives are registered under Cooperative Society Act. And there are, since cooperative is in concurrent list, there are two type of act. Either you can register under the State Act or you can register under the Center Act. So when you can register under the Center Act, you can operate in a mini state. But when you are registering under the State Act, you will operate under within a one state. Like Nandini is a state cooperative. It works in Karnataka, not outside of Karnataka. That is there. Amul is what? Multi-state cooperative, can work in mini state. That is So Amul is registered under what? Central Act. Nandini is registered under the State Act. So that's how the government is controlling. Right? Like cooperative banks are controlled by the RBI. RBI regulates their function. Any banks, RBI will regulate. Right? Next is Article 44. And Article 44 talks about state need to secure a uniform civil code. State need to work for which type of code? Uniform civil code. Now we discuss what is civil law. Remember, law that does not include what? That does not include any type of jail punishment or other punishment. That type of laws are called as what? Civil law. And here there are certain type of civil law which is called as a personal laws. There are certain type of laws which are referred as the personal laws. Now this personal law is different for every religion. This personal law is different for every religion. Clear? For example, what the personal law deals with? It deals with marriages, divorce, inheritance, succession, and so on. These type of things are covered under which law? Personal law. Like triple talaq, we discuss. Applicable in where? Islam, not applicable in what? Hindu. Hinduism have a different type of what? Different type of nothing but divorce method. So Islam can have what? Islam personal law allows for who? Allows for polygamy. One man can have what? Man can have 2 or 3 wives. That is there. Hindu personal law doesn't allow for what? Polygamy. That is there. Different religion have what? Different sets of personal law. That is there. So rather than having different law for different religion, one common law or one uniform law for all religion. This is what? This is uniform civil code. What is uniform civil code? Rather than each religion having its own personal law to look after what? To look after adoption. It also includes adoption, how you want to adopt the child, and etc. Adoption, marriages, divorce, inheritance, succession. All these all these rather than each religion having its own set of law, what you see is a common law that applies to nothing but all religion. That is what we call as a uniform civil code. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? But what is the problem with the uniform civil code? What is the problem with the uniform civil code? Yeah. Okay. You also have a right to religion. No? Remember religious practices, religious rituals. You have right to conscience, profess. Okay. We have discussed that. So what you see is okay. The state, some religious communities are saying that okay, having a uniform law will interfere in what their religious practices. Okay. So that rather than having uniform law, let allows the personal law to nothing but okay continue. Okay. So this is what okay the issue is currently there in implementation of uniform civil code. Okay. So state are okay, the state are okay working for what? State are trying to come up with a uniform civil code, but community is saying that rather than okay having a one uniform civil code, allow okay personal law to continue because it is okay our religion. We have a right to religion. We have okay right to nothing but okay continue the practices of our religion. Okay, so that's why okay what you see is okay there is okay still implementation issue. UCC yet not has been brought on the national level. Clear? Now, one state which had this UCC was Goa. So Goa has a UCC, okay, Uniform Civil Code, and recently, okay, Uttarakhand has become the first state. So the Goa has UCC because okay, it was under the Portuguese rule, okay, Portuguese conditions. We discussed we acquired Goa in when 1961. Uttarakhand has become the first state to bring which type of code? Uniform Civil Code, okay. But still at the national level, we don't have what? Any common code that is okay there. We have okay what? We have still nothing but okay what? Is still nothing but okay personal law that is regulating all these practices that is okay. Clear? Why the government wants to have a uniform civil code? Because much of the religious okay practices are biased towards whom? Can be biased towards women, can be biased towards nothing but okay the what we say is okay people from different caste, okay different okay what different okay people under the poverty, it is more biased towards rich, less biased towards nothing but okay what okay the people from okay rural background. Okay, so that's why the government wants to have a uniform civil code, so that same okay what same law applies throughout the union. Clear? So this is what article 44 is talking about, having a uniform civil code. Okay, so in examination, especially in mains examination, you can get a question regarding positive and negative of uniform civil code. Okay, what will happen if government implement? What are the positive and what are the negatives that will come? Okay, implementing this uniform civil code. Fine. Next is okay article 45. Article 45 okay asks the state to look after whom? To look after the development of child. Development of child. It is focusing on early development. It is focusing on early development of a child. Okay, it focuses on state to look after the development of child. Focuses on which type of development? Early development of nothing but a child. This you keep in mind with regard to what? With regard to article 45. Clear? Initially, this article focuses on what? Focuses on providing which type of education? Right to education for children up to what? 6 to 14 years. Okay, it was focusing on providing right to education for children up to what? 6 to 14 years. But if you remember fundamental right, we discussed article 28 is 21A is now providing what? It is now providing right to education, and it was added by which amendment? It was added by which amendment? 86th amendment. Okay, we discussed 21A was added by which amendment? 26th amendment. So now it is providing what? Right to education to which age group? 6 to 14 years, and it was added by which amendment? 86th amendment. That's why 86th amendment has now changed okay this article also. 86th amendment has now changed this article also. 86th amendment says right to education. Instead of right to education, now what has been brought? Early development of child. Okay, early development of child means what? 0 to 6 years. Okay, early development of child means okay 0 to how many years? 6 years. So now it is focusing on early development of child from 0 to 6 years. This is what focus in case of nothing but okay article 45. Clear? And article 46. And article 46 talks about okay that state need to look after weaker section. State need to look after development of which type of section? Okay, yeah, educational and economic interest, both. Development of weaker section, this include both educational interest also and economic interest also. So who are the weaker section? SC, ST, women, children. Okay, so what you see is okay, this okay state need to look after what weaker section, their educational interest and their economic interest that you have to keep in mind. Clear? So what step government is taking to provide early childhood care? What step government is creating to early childhood care? 0 to 6 years. Universal immunization program. Vaccines, the government is providing free of cost vaccines, diphtheria vaccine, BCG vaccine, polio vaccines. Okay, those we are providing free of cost to the children. You are running Anganwadi centers. Have you heard about this? Anganwadi centers. Okay, so what you see is okay, this is okay, another important thing, ASHA workers. ASHA workers helping in what? Safe delivery of what? Safe delivery of nothing but okay, women. So what you see is okay, this is okay, the initiative we are taking up. And what initiative we are taking under Article 46? Anyone have heard about Eklavya school? Eklavya school, anyone have heard about this school, this type of school? What is this Eklavya school?
They are providing education with along with hostel facilities.
To whom they are providing?
For weaker sections,
Which type of weaker section?
backward classes.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? So what you see is okay, like we have okay what? Navodaya schools. Okay, you have heard about Navodaya schools? Okay, what is Navodaya school? It is trying to provide good education in which type of areas? Rural areas. Okay, so it is trying to provide good education in which type of area? Rural areas. Eklavya school is like created on the lines of Navodaya schools, but created in which areas? Tribal areas. Okay, it is being created in which areas? Tribal areas. Okay, so Eklavya schools are being created in which type of area? Tribal areas, to provide okay modern education. Okay, to provide good education in tribal areas. This type of things has been created. So to look after the development of nothing but okay weaker sections, okay, tribal people. Okay, you are creating nothing but okay this type of thing. Clear? Or you have come out with what? Forest Right Act. Forest Right Act. So tribals have what? The right to access okay what? Right to access minor forest produce. Minor forest produce. It is to which type of interest? Economic interest. Okay, tribal can access bamboo, tribal can access honey, lac, timber. Okay, all these things. Okay, tribal can access. Okay, to look after that, you have provided certain rights to the tribal. Forest Right Act. Okay, so all these initiatives government is taking up why? To look after nothing but okay weaker section. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? So you added. First you write down regarding Article 42. Article 42. It deals with the just and humane conditions. It deals with the just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief. Of work and maternity relief. Of maternity relief. Just and humane condition of work and maternity relief. It requires state to ensure safety at workplaces. It requires the state to ensure safety at workplaces. That's why the maternity benefit. That's why Maternity Benefit Act has been created. That's why Maternity Benefit Act has been created. Maternity Benefit Act has been created, which is providing 26 weeks of paid leaves to the women. Paid leaves to the women in the organized sector. Paid leaves to the women in organized sector. The Factories Act 1948. The Factories Act 1948 regulates health, safety and working hour. Regulate health, safety and working hour for industrial labor. health, safety and working hour for industrial labor. Working hour for industrial labor. Industrial labor. The government has also created the code on occupational safety, health and working condition, occupational safety, health and working condition to prescribe uniform health and safety standard, across all establishment, It mandate free annual health checkup. For workers over 40. Next you read Article 43. It state that the government shall secure a living wage. In bracket you mention basic necessity plus standard of living. Bracket close, and decent standard of life, particularly promoting cottage industries in rural areas. That's why the government has created a code on wages. A code on wages 2019. And it has created a Khadi and Village Industries Commission. As a statutory body in 1956. To promote Khadi and village industries. Next we read Article 43A. It has been added by 42nd Amendment. And it mandate the state to secure mandate the state to secure workers' participation in the management of industries. Workers' participation in the management of industries. Workers' participation in the management of industries. Next, 43B you read out. It has been added by 97th Amendment. It has been added by 97th Amendment, and it mandate has been added by 97th Amendment, and it mandate the promotion of voluntary formation and autonomous functioning of cooperative society. Autonomous functioning of cooperative societies. As a result, Ministry of Cooperation has been created. To promote cooperative societies. Next is Article 44. It focuses on Uniform Civil Code. It states that government should endeavor endeavor to secure for its citizen a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. The Uniform Civil Code refers to a single set of personal laws governing personal matter. Single set of personal law governing personal matters such as marriages, divorce, adoption, inheritance, succession, etc. Succession, etc. Succession. SUCCESSION. Inheritance, succession, etc. Okay. In various cases, such as Shah Banu case of 1985. Shah Banu case of 1985. Sarla Mudgal case, SARALA, Sarla Mudgal, MUDGAL, Sarla Mudgal case of 1995, and Shayara Banu case, SHAYARA, Shayara Banu case of 2017. Supreme Court favors creation of UCC. Supreme Court favors creation of UCC. Creation of UCC. Fine. So Shah Banu case of 1985. Okay. Supreme Court. Salah Muttal case, and latest one Shara Banu case. Shara Banu case is also referred as a triple talaq case. So in that case, okay, what you see is, okay, Supreme Court is favoring creation of nothing but, okay, uniform civil code. Fine. Para change and write. The main argument in favor of UCC. The main argument in favor of UCC, Uniform Civil Code, are point number 1. The main argument in favor of UCC are point number 1. It will bring equality in enforcement of law. Bring equality in enforcement of law throughout the country. Enforcement of law throughout the country. Second, it will promote gender equality. It will promote gender equality and eliminate practices discriminatory to women. Point number 3, you write down. Point number 3. It will align with India's secular nature. Point number 4. It will lead to reformation of outdated and regressive practices. Para change and write down. The major problem in implementation of UCC are point number 1. Some civil laws are inseparably connected with the religious belief. Some civil laws are inseparably connected with religious belief. Point number 2. They are against the right to freedom. Of religion. Guaranteed under Article 25 to 28. Point number 3. UCC can be politically exploited. Leading to social unrest. Fine. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. What are the arguments in favor of creating UCC and what are the arguments against UCC? In mains examination, comes, you can write these points, okay? That why we can create UCC and what are the problems in creating UCC. Fine. Now, if you remember, we discussed, okay, India also have which commission? Law Commission. Remember, We discussed Macaulay headed India's first law commission. We discussed when we were discussing about Charter Act and etc. So India also have which commission? Law commission. Okay, law commission examines all the laws. Okay, whether it should be it should be brought, it should be implemented, not implemented. So 21st Law Commission has examined this issue. Okay, 21st Law Commission has examined the issue of of nothing but this one. And 21st Law Commission stated that there is not necessary to create what? Not necessary to create UCC at this stage. Okay, so at current level, UCC is not necessary to create. This is the opinion of whom? Opinion of nothing but 21st Law Commission. Fine. So as a note, you can mention also the 21st Law Commission. The 21st Law Commission recommended that UCC is not desirable. UCC is not desirable. UCC is not desirable at this stage. At this stage, and reforming personal law can be done to minimize inequality. Reforming personal law can be done to minimize inequality. Fine. So what they are saying? That no need to come out with UCC. What you can do if inequalities are existing? Reform the personal law itself. Okay, so as to minimize any ambiguity, any problems. Okay, in case of discrimination, etc. Fine. Next is Article 45. Article 45. Article 45. It direct the state. It direct the state to provide provisions for early childhood care. Early childhood care and education. Early childhood care and education. Originally, this article mandated free and compulsory education. Originally, this article mandated free and compulsory education to children up to 14 years. Free and compulsory education to children up to 14 years. However, the 86th Constitutional Amendment added fundamental rights 21A. To provide right to education. Added fundamental rights, Article 21A, to provide right to education. That's why 86th Amendment also changed this article. 86th Amendment also changed this article and mandated state to provide early childhood care. Mandated state to provide early childhood care. Correct, change and write down. The integrated child development services. ICDS. Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS runs a massive Anganwadi centers. Anganwadi centers to look after early childhood to look after early childhood education and nutrition. Education and nutrition. Education and nutrition. Government is also running early childhood, okay, education and nutrition. Government is also running universal immunization program. Universal immunization program and Mission Indradhanush. Universal immunization program and Mission Indradhanush. Mission Indradhanush to provide Mission Indradhanush to provide Mission Indradhanush to provide Mission Indradhanush to provide the free vaccines to look after the child health. To look after the child health. To look after the huh? Okay. We have discussed, okay, one Mission Indradhanush, if you remember, we discussed Mission Indradhanush where? Huh? In the banking. One Mission Indradhanush we have discussed in banking. Mission Indradhanush is focusing on what? Okay, reforming the public sector bank. Another Mission Indradhanush is which one? Immunization campaign, that is okay, being provided by the Ministry of Health and Welfare for full immunization of children up to 2 years. Okay, so two Mission Indradhanush government is running. One is Mission Indradhanush this, another you will see Mission Indradhanush for banking sector also. Okay, so you can see Mission Indradhanush for banking sector also. This is okay for reforming whom? Reforming the public sector banks. Okay, so two Mission Indradhanush are there. Okay, so don't get confused. Okay, between Mission Indradhanush. Okay, two Mission Indradhanush are there. Fine. Next we write down Article 46. Article 46. It aims to promote educational and economic interest. It aims to promote educational and economic interest of SC/ST and other weaker section. Educational and economic interest of SC/ST and other weaker section. And minimize any social injustices and forms of exploitation As a result, the Government of India has created Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. And Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and Ministry of Tribal Affairs. It also focuses on providing post-matric matric scholarship, post-matric scholarship, providing Eklavya schools in tribal areas. For promoting educations. It also runs Stand Up India schemes. It also runs Stand Up India schemes. Stand Up India scheme to promote entrepreneurship. To promote entrepreneurship. Stand Up India scheme to promote entrepreneurship in Stand Up India scheme to promote entrepreneurship in Stand Up India scheme to promote entrepreneurship in the weaker section of SC, ST, weaker section of SC, ST, etc. SC, ST, etc. Weaker section of SC, ST, etc. Fine. Next, okay, that you have is Article 47. So Article 47 has two clauses. One focuses on to raising the level of standard.
So in 46 case you mentioned that forest type, the access of
Yeah, Forest Right Act you can mention. So, Article 47 talks about raising the level of nutrition and public health. That state need to work for what? State need to work for raising the level of nutrition as well as public health. Second thing, to minimize consumption of intoxicating drugs. Okay, so it focuses on minimizing consumption of intoxicating drugs. It could include alcohol or it could include any other, okay, psychotropic drugs, okay, you are taking. So basically government has come out with NDPS Act. NDPS Act, it deals with the Narcotics, Drug and Psychotropic Substances Act. So this particular act is banning what? This particular act is banning the usage of what? Usage of nothing but okay, intoxicating drugs. Clear? Any type of drugs, okay, is being banned. Drug smuggling, drug purchasing, okay, drug cartels, okay, they are banned, okay, they are being punished under this particular act. Clear? And to raise the level of nutrition, what the government is doing? Government is running a mission which is called as a National Nutrition Mission. National Nutrition Mission. This mission government is running. National Nutrition Mission. And this nutrition mission is also referred as a Poshan Abhiyan. Okay, this is also referred as a Poshan Abhiyan. Under this, government runs several weekly campaign also. So if you remember, last class we discussed that editorial has come regarding what? Regarding National Family Health Survey. We talked about and we discussed several non-communicable diseases Indians are facing. So what are the diseases we discussed? Obesity we discussed, anemia we discussed, other things. So the idea of level of nutrition is what? To minimize such kind of diseases. So if you are if you are not taking protein deficiency is causing disease, vitamin deficiency is causing disease, mineral deficiency is causing disease. So adequate nutrition means what? Adequate nutrition means that you have you are taking adequate amount of all these, so that what will happen? The level of nutrition grows up, and public health focuses on public health. What is public health? Public health overall country's health. Overall country's health. So for this only we discussed we are running which one? Ayushman Bharat Yojana. So under this, two programs government is running. One is PM Jan Arogya Yojana, and another is Another is Health and Wellness Campaign. Health and Wellness Centers. So the government is trying to create hospitals. Health and Wellness Center means government is trying to create hospitals. And under PM Jan Arogya Yojana, what we are trying to do? We are trying to provide a 5 lakh of insurance coverage. Insurance coverage. So this is what we are doing under which mission? Ayushman Bharat mission. Also if you see, government is also running PM Jan Aushadhi Yojana. Jan Aushadhi Yojana. Remember what it is focusing on? Yeah, providing generic medicine at affordable cost. Okay, so but branded medicine are coming at what? High cost. Public may not afford them. So to provide generic medicine at affordable cost. So this is also a way to raise what? Raise nothing but okay public health. Make things affordable for the people and raise nothing but okay public health. Fine. So these are the steps government is taking up in order to what? In order to okay implement okay the level of nutrition and okay to raise the public health. Fine. Any doubt regarding this particular thing? Next is Article 48. Article 48 talks about what? Organizing agriculture and animal husbandry on scientific line. Organizing agriculture and animal husbandry on scientific line. This is a focus of Article 48. So agriculture has to be practiced in which way? Scientific way. Yeah? That's why if you see, if you are okay hearing about we are going for which type of crop? Genetically modified crop. Okay, crops are being modified, genes are being modified like BT cotton. What you are seeing? Okay, these okay cotton crop become more resistant to what? Pest attack and etc. So genetically modified crops you are using. You are using which type of okay irrigation method? We are using which type of irrigation method? Drip irrigation method or sprinkler irrigation technique. This type of okay method you are using. What is drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation? So rather than providing water at the surface, okay, at the surface, soil surface, what you are doing is what? You are okay coming up with nothing but okay drip irrigation through fountain, okay, you are installing and okay that is rotating and providing what? Water. Why? Because okay when you leaves are getting water, okay, leaves are getting water. Where water is being used? When plants okay absorb water, where the waters are being used? In the leaves, okay, because leaves does the photosynthesis, okay, leaves does the photosynthesis one. So this process okay takes place in the leaves. So who requires okay water? Water has to be transported to leaves, okay. So that's why you are directly providing water at the side, or you are directly providing water at the roots, okay, so that okay quickly it is absorbed. You are not providing water at the soil, because okay when you are providing water at the soil, what is happening? Evaporation will happen. Evaporation will happen. Roots are okay not going to get much of water that is okay there. Clear? So evaporation will happen. Okay. So we are trying to go towards which type of okay line? Scientific lines. Okay. We are trying to practice things on the scientific line. Similarly, animal husbandry also you have to go on which line? Scientific line that is okay there. Clear? Like okay, you government is running a scheme. So what you are finding is which program we are running? National Animal Disease Control Program. It is trying to minimize what? FMD. What is FMD? Foot and mouth disease. FMD stands for which type of disease? Foot and mouth disease, and we are okay minimizing what? Brucellosis. Okay, this type of disease we are trying to minimize. Which okay program we are running? National Animal Disease Control Program that is okay there. Why? Because if animals are less okay what? Less prone to disease, they will be more healthy. More healthy means what? More nutritious things okay you can get. Okay, more nutritious animal product you can get, that is okay there. That's why the government is running nothing but okay this type of program that is okay there. Clear? So we are trying to organize what? We are trying to organize things on the scientific line. On which type of line? On okay the okay scientific line. Fine. Any doubt regarding this one? Another aspect is what? Another aspect of this article, it is trying to minimize killing or slaughter. It is trying to minimize the slaughter of food, slaughter of cows and other milch. So state need to take actions to minimize slaughter of cows and other milch animals. So this is another focus of Article 48. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? Next, okay, article that you have is what? Article 49. Okay. Next article that you have is Article 49. One more thing. Article 48A is also there. This was added by 42nd Amendment. So original constitution do not have this, but this was later on added by 42nd Amendment. Fine. What this article says, it talks about protection of food, protection of environment, wildlife, forest. So state need to take initiative to protect whom? State need to take initiative to protect the forest, environment and wildlife. This is a focus of whom? Focus of Article 48A. That's why we have created which one? Forest Conservation Act, Environmental Act, okay, Protection Act, okay. All those acts we have created in order to protect whom? In order to protect the environment. We are creating Wildlife Conservation Act or Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. That also we have created. So all these, okay, focuses on what? Focuses on state initiative to protect environment, wildlife and forest. Article 49A asks the state to protect the places of national importance, monuments. So it asks the state to protect the places of national importance. It asks the state to protect monuments, heritage. These are okay. What these are the things that is okay protected under Article 49. Clear? So right now you know that okay we have got a lot of heritage or okay lot of monuments like Red Fort is a monument, Taj Mahal is a monument, okay. Various temples we have got as a okay heritage. So any places which is a places of national importance, heritage and monuments, state need to take initiative to protect them. That's why Archaeological Survey of India has been created. No? ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, looking after what? Looking after nothing but okay these heritage sites of India. Or okay, we have created a Protection of Monuments Act also, so that we can protect the important monuments. So all those initiatives we are taking up under Article 49. Clear?
So what am I from under? You told me what am I?
Which one? Protection of monuments.
No, cows and
Other milch.
what are
Milch. Milch. Those provide milk. Okay, so buffaloes can be, cows can be, goat can be, all those okay comes under, camel can be. These are all milk animals. Okay, fine. So protect the places of national importance and monuments. Clear? Next, last two articles that you find under this is Article 50 and Article 51. Now Article 50 talks about what? Article 50 talks about separation of judiciary and executive. Separation of judiciary and executive. This is okay there. The judiciary need to be separate, executive need to be separated. Remember we discussed earlier also, Cornwallis did it. We discussed earlier we had district magistrate, now okay it changes into district collector. So Cornwallis okay separated nothing but okay judiciary as well as executive. The same provisions okay it is being taught that we have to separate judiciary as well as executive. So in 1973, under the new okay CRPC, okay we have separated what? We have separated the executive and judiciary. We have separated this executive and judiciary. Now for judiciary, we have created a separate class of magistrate. Separate class of magistrate. These are called as a magistrate of judicial class. And now executive magistrate are different. District collectors, district magistrate are different. Judicial magistrate are now different. We have now separated it as per okay what written in Article 50 of the Constitutions. Fine. So Article 50 talks about separation of whom? Separation of judiciary and executive. Fine. Last thing that you have is what? Is Article 51. Article 51 is considered as a foundation for whom? Foundation of India's international relation or India's international policy. Okay. It is okay basic of India's international relation or international policy. So it laid the foundation of India's international relationship. Fine. So what are the things it is saying? It asks state to maintain friendly relationship with whom? Friendly relationship with the foreign countries. That India need to promote which type of relationship? Friendly relationship with the foreign countries. Bilateral relationship we are talking about. Second thing, it says that India need to abide by whom? India need to abide by international laws, treaties, obligations. So if India is signing what? If India is signing any treaty, any international law, anything, India need to follow those. India need to abide. India need to follow those. It's not that okay, you are signing and then you are disobeying those laws and etc. So if you are signing an international law, becoming a part of any international treaty obligation, you have to follow those particular things. To avoid by that, okay, that is okay. Another focus. The third is what? Third, it focuses on that India's need to promote dispute resolution through arbitration. It aims to promote dispute resolution through which method? Through arbitration. So it says that in case of any dispute with any foreign countries, okay, you should not go immediately at war. You should try to resolve dispute with through which? Through nothing but okay, means of arbitration, peaceful resolution of dispute, rather than having a violent resolution, peaceful resolution of dispute. That is what okay, focusing under nothing but okay, Article 51. So this becomes a basis for what? This becomes a basis for India's international relationship, that is okay there. Clear? So it lays the foundation of it lays the foundation of nothing but okay, India's international relationship, that we have to promote which type of okay relationship? Okay, friendly relationship, whether bilateral relationship or multilateral relationship. Okay, we have to follow international laws, treaties and obligation, that is okay there, and any dispute resolution has to be done via which method? Via arbitration method. Fine. So this is okay, what this is okay, all about your DPSP principle. So Article 47 deals with what? Raising the level of nutrition and okay, looking after which type of health? Public health, to minimize the consumption of intoxicating drugs. Article 48 talks about organizing agriculture and animal husbandry on which line? Scientific line, and focusing on what? And focusing on protection of environment and wildlife. Okay, so this is okay also there, and it minimizes any slaughter of cows. Fine. Article 49 talks about protecting the places of international importance, national importance. Article 50 talks about separation of judiciary and executive, and Article 51 talks about foundation of India's higher international relations principles. Fine. Have a break and then we'll further continue. So you add Article 47, right regarding Article 47. It focuses on Article 47. Heading is Article 47. It focuses on duty of the state. It focuses on the duty of the state to raise the level of nutrition, and standard of living to improve public health. This also includes a direct mandate. To bring out the prohibition of consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs which are harmful to health. Para change in right now. As a result, the government is running national nutrition mission. National health mission, Ayushman Bharat mission, PM Jan Aushadhi Yojana, etc. So Ayushman Bharat mission, health mission, nutrition mission, Ayushman Bharat Yojana, etc. to improve public health. It also focuses on implementing NDPS Act, Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances, NDPS Act, to minimize consumption of drugs. NDPS Act to minimize consumption of drugs. And to minimize consumption of drugs and several states such as Bihar, Gujarat, etc. has banned liquor to minimize their consumption. Banned liquor to minimize their consumption. Next point, okay, right now. Article 48. It focuses on organizing agriculture and animal husbandry. On the scientific lines and specifically prohibits the slaughter of cows, specifically prohibit the slaughter of cows, calf, C-A-L-F, calf, and other milch, slaughter of cows, calf, and other milch, and brought cattle, other milch and brought cattle, para change ho raha. That's why the government is running national mission. Government is running national mission on sustainable agriculture. National mission on sustainable agriculture, comma, promoting natural farming, comma, GM crops, and running disease control program for animals, to organize it on modern lines. Next we write on Article 48A. It has been added by 42nd Amendment. And it direct the state to protect and improve the environment and safeguard forest and wildlife, to protect and improve the environment and safeguard forest and wildlife, Next we write down regarding Article 49. It focuses on protection of monuments. And places of national importance. Protection of monuments and places of national importance, comma, artistic and historic interest, and that's why the government has created Archaeological Survey of India, and ancient monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act, Archaeological Sites and Remains Act, 1958, Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958, in order to protect the monuments and heritage. Next we write on Article 50. It focuses on separation of judiciary and executive. And mandate state to secure judicial independence. and mandate state to secure judicial independence. Mandate state to secure judicial independence. Judicial independence. The Criminal Procedure Code. The Criminal Procedure Code 1973. Criminal Procedure Code 1973. 1973 fundamentally separated the criminal judicial functions from executive administration by creating a separate cadre of judicial magistrate which are directly answerable to High Court and not to district collectors Fine. Last we read on Article 51. It directs the state to promote international peace. Maintain honorable relationship between nations, foster respect for international law, treaty and obligation, and encourage settlement of dispute by arbitration. Thus Article 51 mandate the India to play a peaceful role in international sphere. India to play a peaceful role in international sphere. Right? So this is all about what? This is all about your directive principle, Article 36 to Article 59. Fine. Now, what you have to keep in mind is your DPSP principle are divided into three major parts. The DPSP principles are divided into three major parts. These are referred as what? Socialist principle, Gandhian principle, and the third is your liberal intellectual principle. Okay, so DPSP principles are divided into three parts: socialist principle, Gandhian principle, and liberal intellectual principle. What is socialist principle? So as we discussed, which focuses on what? Minimizing what? Inequality and creating what? Welfare state. So whatever the principle that is focusing on minimizing inequality, that is focusing on welfare of weaker section or weaker, okay, what weaker thing, and create a welfare type of state, those principles are going to be which principle? Socialist principle. Fine. Second thing, Gandhian principle. Gandhian principle focuses on what? Focuses on weaker section upliftment. Weaker section upliftment. Whether it is okay what? Whether it is okay moral or whether it is economic upliftment. So it focuses on which upliftment? Weaker section upliftment. Second thing, Gandhian principle focuses on what? It focuses on nothing but okay, village self-sufficiency. Village self-sufficiency and village development. It focuses on village self-sufficiency and village development. Clear? So first thing it focuses on is weaker section upliftment, moral upliftment, as well as nothing but okay, economic upliftment. Second, it focuses on village self-sufficiency and village development, or rural self-sufficiency and rural development. That is also a focus of nothing but okay, Gandhi. Okay, so that's why these principles became which type of principle? Gandhian principle. Okay, and the last is your liberal intellectual principle. What is liberal intellectual principle? Whatever modern principle that are originating, modern principle that are originating, those are called as what? Those are called as a liberal intellectual principles. Okay, clear? So total of 3 types of principles are there: socialist principle, Gandhian principle, and liberal intellectual principle. Socialist principle, as we discussed, is trying to minimize what? Inequality, and trying to look after the weaker, trying to look after the welfare of whom? Welfare of the people, and that's why it is aimed to create which type of state? Welfare state. Gandhian, okay, focuses on what? Focuses on nothing but okay, weaker section upliftment, moral and economic upliftment, and village self-sufficiency and village development. And the third is liberal intellectual principle, which focuses on which type of principle? Modern principle. Fine. So we discussed Article 40. Article 40 is what? Organization of village panchayat. So Article 40 is going to be which principle? Gandhian, socialist, or liberal intellectual? It is going to be Gandhian principle. Okay. We have discussed 39A, free legal aid, equal justice and free legal aid. Okay. To minimize inequality and injustice, it is going to be which type of principle? Socialist principles. Okay, we are now focusing on what? Conservation of environment. Okay, we are now focusing on what? Separation of executive and judiciary. These are which type of principle? Modern principles. So all these comes under what? All these comes under nothing but okay, liberal intellectual principles. So that's why DPSP principles we categorize into what? Categorize into 3 major areas: socialist principle, Gandhian principle, and liberal intellectual principle. So if you remember, we discussed Article 43. What is Article 43 saying? State need to secure which type of wages? State need to secure which type of wages? Living wages, and okay, organize which type of industries? Organize which type of industries? Cottage industries. Okay, so state need to secure which type of okay thing? State need to secure which type of thing? Living wage, and second, it should okay what? It should be okay, cottage industries. Cottage industries will comes under which one? Cottage industry will comes under which one? Gandhian principle, socialist principle, liberal intellectual principle? Gandhian principle. Because who is looking after economic empowerment of weaker people? Gandhi is looking after economic empowerment. So it is going to be which principle? Gandhian principle. So that's why you see we discuss slaughter of cows. Okay, slaughter of cows should be nothing but okay, prohibited. It is going to be which type of principle? It is going to be moral principle. Yes, okay, moral principle. So again comes under which principle? Gandhian principle. So in examination you made a get a DPSP principle and ask you which of the following is what? Gandhian principle. Which of the following is what? Socialist principle, or which of the following is what? Liberal intellectual principle. Those type of questions you may get in the case of examination. So they directly gives you okay the principles and ask you which of the following is the Gandhian, socialist, or liberal intellectual principle. Those type of questions you can get in the case of examination. So while identifying, if you don't remember also which is which principle, while identifying you can use what? You can use nothing but okay these parameters to examine whether it is okay what? Whether it is nothing but okay minimizing inequality, looking after of the state or not. Like we discussed Article 41. If you have to categorize Article 41, where you will categorize? State to provide assistance in old age, unemployment, sickness. Okay, it is going to be which type of principle? Socialist. Okay, because okay, it is trying to create a welfare state. Article 42, you have to put it where you will put it. Just and humane condition of work and maternity relief. Again, socialist principles. Okay, again it is going to be socialist principle. Article 46, if you have to put it, Gandhi. Okay, so it is going to be which principle? Gandhian principle. So what you see is okay, even if you don't remember exactly which is okay, which comes under Gandhian principle, which comes under liberal intellectual, or which comes under nothing but okay the socialist principle, you can use these parameters to what find out okay that which can come under okay which can come under socialist, which can come under Gandhian. Whatever will not come under these two will be what? Liberal intellectual principles. Fine, any doubt? So write down regarding categorization of DPSP. Categorization of DPSP. Categorization of DPSP. The DPSP principles are categorized into. The DPSP principles are categorized into various types based on the political ideologies. Based on political ideologies. For number one, you write down socialist principle. Socialist principle. This aims to minimize inequality. This aims to minimize inequality, promote economic justice. Promote economic justice and aims to create welfare state. Aims to create welfare state where citizen can get benefited from government services. Where citizen can get benefited from government services. We write down Article 38, Article 39, Article 39A, Article 39A, 41, Article 41, 42, 43, in bracket you write down living wage part. 43, living wage part. Bracket close, 43A, 47, in bracket you write down level of nutrition and public health part. These all which principle? Socialist principle. Okay. Public health part are socialist principle. So all these are socialist principles. Second, you write down Gandhian principle. It is rooted in Gandhian philosophy of upliftment of weaker section. In bracket you write down moral and economic upliftment. Bracket close. And focuses on rural development, rural self-sufficiency and village autonomy. and village autonomy. Village autonomy. Okay, next, okay, para change at random. Article 40, comma, Article 43, in bracket you read on cottage industry part. 43 in bracket cottage industry part, comma, 43B, 43B cooperative society part. Cooperative society part. Cooperative society part, comma, 46, comma, 47, 47 in bracket you read on, minimizing intoxicating drinks and drugs, minimizing intoxicating drinks and drugs, bracket close, and Article 48, and Article 48 in bracket you read on, okay, minimizing slaughter of cows and milch animal, minimizing slaughter of cows and milch animal are Gandhian principle, fine. The third part is liberal intellectual part. Liberal intellectual principles you can mention. These includes modern progressive ideas. This include modern progressive ideas rooted in liberalism. Modern progressive ideas rooted in liberalism, and Article 44 Uniform Civil Code, that is what Article 44 is. Article 44, Article 45, Article 48, Article 48 in bracket you read on, organizing agriculture and animal husbandry on scientific line, organizing agriculture and animal husbandry on scientific lines, bracket close, 48A, comma, 49 and 51, 49, 50 and 51 are the liberal intellectual principles. Fine. So that's why DPSP principles can be socialist principle, Gandhian principles, or liberal intellectual principles. Any doubt regarding?
Article 48.
One part is okay. We discuss art. One part is what?
That is slaughter of cows.
Slaughter of cows comes under Gandhian, and okay, the other part, that is organizing agriculture on scientific lines, comes under liberal. Like that, 43 comes under socialist also, 43 comes under Gandhian also. 43 we have written cottage industry part, which comes under what? Gandhian, and living wage part is coming under what? Coming under the socialist. Okay, so that's why first part. Okay, 47 also we have written first part and second part. 47 first part is coming under what? Socialist. Second part is coming under the Gandhian. Okay, so that is it.
It's like,
Huh?
examination will give like this question and ask.
They will not give a specific article. They will name the principle. Okay, they will not give a specific articles to identify. Yeah, or only those specific articles they will give it. Okay, which is purely what? Liberal intellectual. Like 49 is purely liberal intellectual. 39 is purely what? Okay, so they will give such articles which is purely one. If it is okay falling in both, they will not give. They will name the principles. Right? Next is part 4A, and part 4A deals with what? Fundamental duties. It deals with the fundamental duties. So again, part 4A was not present in original constitution. It was added by which amendment? 42nd amendment. Okay, it was added by which amendment? 42nd amendment. So you can see 42nd amendment is okay, adding lot of principles. We have discussed four okay principles in DPSP. It is adding part 4A. It is adding tribunal concept. That's why 42nd amendment is sometimes okay referred as a mini amendment. Mini amendment means what? It amended lot of provision, lot of okay things okay that are there. Clear? So it was not present in original constitution. It is added by which amendment? 42nd amendment. Why this is put under part 4? Why this is put under part 4? Any reason why we have added this in part 4 duties? We could have added this in part 3 also, fundamental rights and fundamental duties. Why it has been added in part 4 only? Part 4A we are writing. The reason is like DPSP, even fundamental duties are what? They are non-justiciable. Okay. So like DPSP, because if we put under part 3 is justiciable. Okay, what is not justiciable? Part 4 is not justiciable. That's why okay we have to put this into the part 4. So even okay fundamental duties are not, fundamental duties are also not justiciable. So if you remember, we discussed okay the state and we discussed what? Citizen. We discussed right gives entitlement to whom? Entitlement to the citizen, and rights put obligation on whom? Obligation on state, responsibility on state, that the state should not violate. It put obligation or responsibility on whom? It put obligation or responsibility on the state, that state should not violate what? State should not violate the rights of the people. Clear? But duties, okay, on the other side is putting responsibility and obligation on whom? Responsibility and obligation on citizens. It is putting responsibility and obligation on whom? Obligation on citizens. So right puts okay responsibility and obligation on whom? State. Duties are putting responsibility and obligation on whom? On the citizens. That citizens need to do these things. Citizens are responsible for these things. Okay, that is what okay the duties is telling. So duties is asking us to do something. Right is okay which we are eligible to get, which we are entitled to get. Okay, so that is what difference lies between what? Rights and duties. Okay, so rights put okay obligation or responsibility on whom? State. Duties put okay responsibility on whom? On the citizens. Fine. And fundamental duties concept okay was added on the recommendation of whom? Swan Singh committee. So this committee was there, and on the recommendation of Swan Singh committee we have added okay what? We have added the fundamental duties. Okay, clear? So this amendment was done in 1976. So in 1976, okay, you see these duties were added on the recommendation of which committee? Swan Singh committee. But remember, not all duties suggested by Swan Singh committee has been added into what? Has been added into fundamental duties. Not all duties suggested by Swan Singh committee has been added into part 4A. Has not been added. Okay, not all duties has been added. Only some of the duties that they have recommended has been added into the constitution. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? For example, one of the duty they propose is duty to pay tax or duty to vote. Okay, these type of duties Swan Singh committee recommended, but okay, this has not been included in what? This has not been included into the constitution. Fine, any doubt regarding this one? So some of the duties which Swan Singh committee has recommended has been added into the constitution. Not all duties has been added. Fine, any doubt regarding this thing? Another thing, okay, we discussed 42nd amendment has added 10 duties. 10 duties in what? 10 duties in part 4A. One extra duties was added by whom? One extra duty was added by 86th amendment. So now you have how many duties? 11 duties. So total of how many duties are mentioned in the okay fundamental duties? 11 duties are mentioned. 10 duties were added by which amendment? 42nd amendment. One extra duty has been added by which amendment? 86th amendment. So total of what? Total of nothing but okay 11 duties are something that are mentioned. And we just now discussed 86th amendment deals with what? 86th amendment deals with what? Article 45. Just now we discussed 86th amendment. What was 86th amendment? What was 86th amendment? Article 45. right to education. Yes, okay. 46th amendment deals with 86th amendment deals with what? Right to education. So we discussed, okay, 86th amendment has added fundamental, okay, what has, okay, amended the fundamental rights and added which one? Article 21A. We discussed it. 86th amendment has changed what? It has changed DPSP also and added which one? 45, and okay, change the wording of 45 that okay, instead of education to 6 to 14, now you have to go for early childhood care of 0 to 6. Now 86 duties again will be dealing with what? Now it is the duties of whom? Guardian and parents. It is a duty of whom to provide education? It is a duty of whom to provide education? Guardian and parents. So 86th amendment is dealing with which one? 86th amendment is dealing with the education. So what you have to keep in mind is question might that 86th amendment has amended which part of the constitution. So you have to remember it is okay amending even part fundamental rights also, it is amending even DPSP also, it is amending even fundamental duties also. So like this, okay, question can be formed in the case of examinations. Okay, so whenever we are talking about amendment, be clear what, okay, which amendment is adding, because UPSC sometimes okay give this type of question. Like they have given the question what amendment were added by the first amendment to the constitution. Okay, or they have given certain provision and asked which amendment has introduced this provision. Okay, so this type of question UPSC has asked. Clear? So remember that 86th amendment has been added by whom? 86th amendment has added whom? Added nothing but okay, the provision in fundamental rights also, DPSP also, and fundamental duties also. Clear? So what are the other 10 duties that you have? What are the other 10 duties that you have? So one duty that is mentioned is what? One duty that is mentioned is that you have to what? You have to abide by the constitution. You have to follow which one? Constitution ideals. What is the ideals of the constitution? What is the ideals of the constitution? What is the ideals of the constitution? What is the ideals of constitution? Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, all these are what? All these are ideals of the constitution. That is what we are trying to bring now. Remember preambles, we discussed preambles state what? Nature of the Indian state, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic, and objective of Indian constitution, that is justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. So what ideals we are trying to promote? We are trying to promote justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. So you will abide by the constitutional ideals, okay, that is one duty. Second, okay, it also talks about cherishing the ideals of freedom fighter, how they have fought for India. So they have fought to create which type of India? Secular India, Republic India, okay, democratic India, to cherish the ideas of nothing but okay, freedom struggle, to respect national flag, national anthems, okay, so those things, okay, you have to respect it. To promote scientific temper. Scientific temper means what? Minimize superstition, okay, don't think superstition, promote which type of okay thing? Scientific thing, scientific thinking. That is what, okay, another duty that has been provided. To okay, what? To discard any practices that are derogatory to the women, okay, so those rituals, those practices you discard it. That is okay, one of the duties, okay, that is mentioned. Promote brotherhood, fraternity means nothing but okay, all group or religion, okay, so these are the other set of duties that is mentioned under law, mentioned under nothing but okay, fundamental duties. Okay, so 10 duties were added by which amendment? 42nd amendment. One extra duty has been added by which amendment? 86th amendment. Fine. So right, okay, remember, okay, as we discussed, non-justiciable. Non-justiciable means what? You cannot move to what? To the court. So these can duty be enforced? Can duty be enforced? Only through what? Specific legislation. Like we discussed, how we are enforcing DPSP? We are making any act, we are making any program, we are making any policies, okay. So as itself, automatically DPSP is not enforced. We discussed fundamental right is what? Automatically enforced. Untouchability is what? Untouchability has to be abolished. Whether law is there or not there, it will be automatically enforced, okay, clear? But okay, DPSP is not automatically enforced. We have to make provisions, we have to make a law, we have to make okay schemes to implement DPSP, that is okay there. So that's why we have created Factories Act. Okay, if Factories Act is not there, then what will happen? We just now discussed Factories Act is okay, looking after the safety of the workers. Okay, so you can't go to the court saying that okay, we want safety, because DPSP principle is not justiciable. You have to create a specific act in order to enforce it. Like that, duties also is not automatically enforced because it is non-justiciable. You have to create an act to enforce such particular duties. Like okay, you see whenever national flags or national anthems okay are not respected, what will happen? what will happen? If you burn national flag, if you disrespect national flag, what will happen? Government can take actions against you. Why it can take actions against you? Because government has created an act, okay? Prevention of insult to national honor. Whatever the national honor, national symbols are there, if you are insulting them, then okay, government can take an action. So government has, for certain duties, government has what? Come up with the act to enforce them, okay? Otherwise, okay, as itself, okay, fundamental duties are what? These are non-enforceable. Fine, any doubt? So write down regarding the term fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. The fundamental duties are putting an obligations on the citizens, and they were incorporated by 42nd Constitutional Amendment. They were incorporated by 42nd Constitutional Amendment on the recommendation of Swan Singh Committee. The 11th duty were added by 86th Amendment. Hence total 11 duties. Total 11 duties have been created. They are intended to instill a sense of discipline. And commitment towards nation and transform citizen in active stakeholder in nation building process. Okay. The underlying principle is rights and duties are correlative in nature. Rights and duties are correlative in nature. Rights and duties are correlative in nature. I'll change it right now. Okay. The various fundamental duties inserted in the Constitution are point number one, to abide by the Constitution and respect the ideals and institutions. To abide by the Constitution and respect the ideals and institutions. National flag and national anthem. Ideals and institution, national flag and national anthem. Point number two. Remember, national song is not mentioned. Only what is mentioned? National flag and national anthem. Okay, what is anthem? And what is song?
Vande.
Vande Mataram. Second year item. Okay, to cherish the ideals, that inspired our national struggle, and freedom. Point number 3. To uphold and protect sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Point number 4. To defend the country, and render the national services, to defend the service and to defend the country and render the national services whenever called upon. Point number 5. To promote harmony and spirit of brotherhood. Amongst all people of India, and to renounce practices derogatory to women. Renounce practices derogatory, derogatory to women. Next is to value and preserve rich heritage of our culture. Next point, to protect and improve natural environment including forest, rivers, lakes and wildlife. Next point, to develop scientific tempers, spirit of inquiry and reform. Next part, to safeguard public property, and minimize violence. Next point, to strive towards excellence in all sphere. Of individual and collective activity. And the last item, to provide opportunities for education, to every child or ward in between 6 to 14 years of age. In between 6 to 14 years of age. 6 to 14 years of age. In bracket you write down 86th amendment. So this was the added by 86th amendment. Para change it now. Para change it. Hence, one more thing, we discussed fundamental duties is applicable to whom? Citizens also and non-citizens also. Remember, we discussed some rights are fundamental rights are applicable to both citizens also and non-citizens also. We discussed certain rights are applicable to the foreigners also. Remember, we discussed Article 15, Article 16, Article 19, Article 29 and 30. These are the 5 rights only available to citizens. Rest of the rights are available even to what? Non-citizens also, that is okay there. But duties are only whose? For the citizen, not for foreigners. Okay, duties are only for whom? For the citizens only. Okay, and duties can be categorized like DPSP principle. We have categorized into what? Gandhian principle, socialist principle. Duties can also be classified into 2 types. Okay, they can be moral duties and civic duties. What is moral duties? What is moral duties? Like, okay, one thing we are saying that okay, you have to cherish the ideals of freedom struggle. Okay, you have to promote which type of things? Scientific thinking. Okay, so these are okay, which type of duties? Moral one. Okay, then you have certain civic duties also. Like we discussed, you will not disturb the public properties. Okay, you will not disturb. Okay, to safeguard the public property, that is okay there. So it is which kind of duty? Civic duties. Protecting environment. Okay, duty to protect environment, wildlife. It is which kind of duties? Civic duties. Okay, so duties can be classified either into moral duties also or civic duties also, that is okay there. Yeah? So passing and arts are taken. While the fundamental rights are applicable to citizens and non-citizens, duties are confined to citizens only. These duties are non-justiciable. And they can be moral or civic duties. Civic duties. Para change it right now. Some duties have been made enforceable and Justice Verma Committee has identified following legal provision for enforcement of duties. Point number one, Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act. Point number two, various provision in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which is punishing for promoting enmity between different groups. Punishing for promoting enmity, ENMITY, enmity between groups. the Wildlife Protection Act, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, comma, Forest Conservation Act 1980, Forest Conservation Act 1980, Forest Conservation Act 1980. Fine. So this is something that you have to keep in mind with regard to what? With regard to fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and DPSP provision. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? So now we are done with part 1, which deals with what?
Right to why we don't want to add in that.
Right to
Right to
duty. Let's say if it is a duty, it put a responsibility on you. Okay. But what you see is, okay, a person cannot, okay, what, let's say, okay, your constituency is, okay, Bangalore, you are living in Delhi for economic purposes. Then what will happen? Can you travel, okay, to cast a vote and etc.? You may be outside of India for your job purposes or etc. But when it put an application, you have to what? You have to leave your work and come and do the. So, okay, thinking in mind all, okay, various aspects, we have not made duty as well. Duty as an enforceable provision, that is okay. Yeah? So that's why certain things, okay, or you may not be inclined to what, to vote for a particular, okay, person who is, okay, standing in election. There is a nota has now been added, no, in 2013-14. Okay.
That's why I'm asking you.
So nota has now been added, but nota is also a waste only. Why it is waste?
Not considering what.
Because, okay, votes are not counted, no. Even if nota gets maximum vote, or, okay, whoever get the second highest vote will win the election. So, okay, it is not being counted, okay, that is okay as such, okay. So you are wasting your money also, traveling also, casting your vote also, but vote itself is not being counted. So that is okay problem. So that's why, okay, what you see is, okay, duty to vote, okay, has not been made as a enforceable, right? Any doubt regarding this one? So this is all about what? This is all about part 4. Okay, so we discussed first is what? First is, okay, state. We discussed union and its territory. Second is what? Citizenship. The third is what? Fundamental right. Fourth is DPSP, and 4A is what? Fundamental duties. Now we are coming to part 5. But what we are going to do is, now we are going to integrate both portions. So part 5 and part 6. Part 5 deals with what? Part 5 deals with your union, and part 6 deals with what? State. And, okay, we discuss union consists of what? Union consists of, okay, Article 52. Article 52 to Article 151. And state consists of what? Article 152 to 237. Okay, this is what state is consisting of. So we divide, okay, union into 4 major parts. We divide union into 4 major parts. That is executive, legislature, judiciary and cap. Judiciary and cap. So 4 major parts. So Article 52 to 78 deals with what? Executive. Article 79 to 123 deals with the legislature. 124 to what? 147 deals with the judiciary. And what you see is, okay, 148 to 151 deals with the cap. So these are the 4 things: executive, legislature, judiciary and cap. Okay. Now here it deals with the executive. So Article 152 to what? 167, this deals with the executive. Then it deals with the legislature. So 169 to 213 deals with the state legislature. Then it deals with the High Court. High Court. From 214 to 231, you have nothing but, okay, High Court provision. Then you have subordinate court. Subordinate court. So 233 to 237 provision. Okay, so this is, okay, union and state provision that you have. Okay. Now what we do is what? We are going to nothing but, okay, combine these. Okay. We are going to combine and study together. Okay. Executive will combine together, legislature what will do is combine together, judiciary what will do is combine together. Why? Because provision are similar. Okay, so provision are similar, whatever okay things you have at the center, similar thing you have okay at what state. Okay, so it becomes easier for you to nothing but okay compare and remember things okay that is okay there. Clear? Any doubt? So remember, Constitution has mentioned 5 type of executive at the center. You have president, you have vice president, prime minister, council of minister, and you have attorney general. These are the 5 types of executive that is okay mentioned. At the state level, you have 4 type of executive mentioned. That is governor, chief minister, council of ministers, and advocate general. Okay. So you can see at the president level, here you have governor, PM, prime minister, chief minister, council of minister, their attorney general, advocate general. Only thing what is not here, vice governor is not there. Okay, that like we have president and vice president, we don't have concept of vice governor over here. So four executive are something that are mentioned, while okay, president, vice president, prime minister, council of minister, and attorney general. These are something that are mentioned. Clear? So that's why we will integrate and study. Okay, these two sections we are going to integrate, so that it becomes easier for you to understand also. Fine. So first we'll start with okay what president. Okay, first we'll start with the president. Now the first thing okay that is mentioned in your thing is Article 52, Article 53 and Article 54. So Article 52 says that there shall be President of India. There shall be President of India. This is what Article 52 is saying. It is making India what? Making India republic. It is defining that there should be head of state. We are not a monarchical like whom? We are not a monarchical like UK. Okay, we are having a head of the state, and who is the head of the state? President is the head of the state. So there shall be President of India. This is what mentioned in the case of Article 52. Fine. While Article 53 talks about what? It talks about okay that executive power of union shall be vested in the center, in the president. Executive power of the union shall be vested in the president. So what you see is okay, this provision is mentioned that where lies your executive power? In the president. Clear? So how many executive are mentioned? President, vice president, prime minister, these are mentioned, but executive power lies with whom? Lies with nothing but okay, president. All other has to work under whom? All other has to work under nothing but okay, president, that is okay there. Clear? So what it says that executive power of the union shall be vested in whom? Shall be vested in president, and president can exercise this power either directly or indirectly. President can exercise this power either directly or indirectly. So generally we discuss how president exercises the power through prime minister. Okay, so real power lies with whom? Lies with the prime minister, that is okay there. Clear? So this is something that is okay mentioned, that executive power of the union shall be vested with whom? Shall be vested with the president, and president can exercise this power what? President can exercise this power directly or indirectly, that is okay. Clear? The third important thing okay that is mentioned in this article is president also is supreme commander of all 3 defense forces. He is the supreme commander of whom? All the defense forces. President is the supreme commander of all 3 defense forces. Clear? So Army, Navy, Air Force, all okay, supreme commander is whom? President is the supreme commander. This is what mentioned in the case of nothing but okay, Article 53. So Article 53 says that executive power is lying with whom? Executive power of the center of the union lies with whom? Lies with the president, and president can exercise this power either directly or through indirectly through prime ministers and other council of ministers. And secondly, president is going to be what? President is going to be supreme commander of whom? Defense forces. Fine. Article 54 talks about election of president. Election of president. Okay, it talks about election of president and says that president shall be elected by whom? President shall be elected by electoral college. Shall be elected by electoral college. Electoral college. So not by people. President is not going to be elected by people. It is going to be elected by whom? Elected by electoral college. So we have which type of election? Indirect election. We do not have a direct election for whom? President. Because president is elected through which college? Electoral college. And this electoral college can be will be consisting of whom? Will be consisting of elected members. Remember, we are writing elected. This you remember it. Elected member of Lok Sabha. So there are two type of member in Lok Sabha: elected members and nominated members. Similarly, two type of members can be in Rajya Sabha: elected members also, nominated members also. So only which member will participate? Elected. Nominated members will not participate. So remember, emphasis on elected member. Why emphasis on elected member? Because only elected members will participate. Nominated members will not participate. Clear? So elected members of Lok Sabha. Second says elected member of whom? Elected member of Rajya Sabha. Third thing, elected member of Legislative Assembly of State. Legislative Assembly of State. So elected members of Legislative Assembly of State. That is Another one that is mentioned. And fourth is what? Fourth is elected member of Legislative Assembly. Legislative Assembly of Union Territories of Delhi, Puducherry and J&K. Delhi, Puducherry and J&K. So only three. Because only three have Legislative Assembly. Rest do not have a Legislative Assembly. So Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar. These do not have a Legislative Assembly itself. Only Union Territories comes directly under the control of whom? Center. So Parliament laws only prevail. But for certain Union Territories, this provision is created that they can have their own Legislative Assembly. So remember, elected member of whom? Elected member of state legislative assemblies of state. Elected members of whom? Union Territories. Elected members of whom? Rajya Sabha. Elected members of Lok Sabha. These will participate in what? Election of president. These will participate in the election of president. That is clear. So you know that this is called as a parliament. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is called as a parliament. So members of parliament is called as what? MP. And members of legislative assembly they are called as what? MLAs. So people are electing who? People are electing MPs and MLAs. And these MPs and MLAs are electing who? Electing the president. That's why we say that president is not directly elected. President is how it is elected? Indirectly elected. That is there. Clear? So this you have to keep in mind. Now remember, who is not participating? Nominated members of Lok Sabha, nominated member of Rajya Sabha, nominated members of whom? Legislative assemblies of state and union territories. But you also have what? State have two levels of Some state have legislative assembly also. Some state have what? Legislative councils also. Like Karnataka have legislative assembly also. We call it as a Vidhan Sabha, and legislative council Vidhan Parishad. Remember MLC do not participate. Member of legislative council do not participate. Whether elected or whether nominated. Only who participate? Only MLA participate. Legislative assembly members participate. MLC do not participate. So MLC is what? Member of legislative council. Why MLC do not participate? Because not every state have legislative council. So it will not give a it will not lead to proper representation. Okay, so that's why MLCs are not allowed to vote in what? MLCs are not allowed to vote in case of president elections. Okay, clear? So who are only electing? MLAs are there, MPs are there, they are electing. MLCs are not there. Whether elected MLCs or nominated MLCs, okay, they are not there. Clear? Any doubt regarding this one? So this is how we go for election of whom? Election of nothing but okay, president. Clear? So Article 52 says that what? There shall be President of India. Article 53 says that executive power lies with whom? Lies with the President. And okay, President is the supreme commander of whom? All defense forces. Article 54 talks about what? Election of President, and President will be elected by what? Elected by Electoral College. This Electoral College is consisting of whom? Member of Parliament and member of Legislative Assembly. Only elected member, no nominated members, and no MLCs are there in the election of President. Fine. So rest provision will start in the next class regarding the President, and then we'll also see the Governor comparison, how the Governor is different and President is different. Fine. Any doubt regarding this one? So anybody having any doubt? Thank you for today.